All right, welcome everybody to this Monday night product call. Thank you for joining us. My name is Shannon, Adee, and I will be sharing a little bit more about my story with you in a few moments. If you're on this call, you're likely looking for some more information about nutritional cleansing and isogenics. You might just be starting out the program, ready to learn a little bit more about what you're about to embark on. Or you may be a veteran looking to brush up on your knowledge. Regardless, you're sure to walk away with some really great information, so thank you for joining us today. Isogenics offers 4 solutions to transform lives. The first is weight loss, followed by energy and performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation. Tonight we're going to focus on weight loss and healthy aging, and tomorrow night we're going to be talking about our wealth creation solution, where we will share more about how to achieve time and financial freedom through this wonderful opportunity that Isogenics offers. That call will be tomorrow evening, same time, same call-in number. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I became involved with Isogenics, if I can. So I am a former competitive dancer. I've always been a performer, and I've always struggled with my weight. I come from a very long line of morbid obesity on both sides of my family, and I, despite being a competitive dancer, have battled it all my life. I've tried every diet possible, from Nutrisystem when it was a clinic, when they had clinics, to a family diet center, to Slim Fast and starvation, even Fen prescription diet pills. I've tried everything probably about 4 times. And after the birth of my son, about 15 years ago, I became morbidly obese through a number of things. I certainly wasn't eating right then, and I didn't have a lot of money to keep up with healthy choices, although some might say that that's a nice excuse. But I struggled with fatigue, achy joints, shortness of breath, high blood pressure, decreased mobility, and more. I really have struggled with a lot, being morbidly obese. When I first discovered Isogenics, I was really at my absolute heaviest weight. I was miserable, self-loathing, and I was really horrible to be around, to be honest. A friend of mine from dance, Elizabeth Laconey, had begun to post on Facebook about this nutritional cleansing program that she started. Her desire was only to lose 10 pounds before vacation, but she had so much success and felt so wonderful that she continued with the program. And so as I watched her, I'm just going to be a little bit honest and transparent with you guys. I was kind of a hater. I was a little bit annoyed. Felt like, maybe this was just a fad. It was something new that I didn't know anything about, that I was unsure of, and wasn't really sure if it was legit, and I certainly didn't want to be seeing it in my newsfeed. But the more and more she posted and the more and more she shared her wonderful experience, I began to get curious. I wanted to learn more, and so even though I was slightly annoyed at what was going on, I found myself going to her page to learn more. And as time went on, I became envious of this wonderful life that she was leading, this healthy lifestyle, these habits that she was developing. And that envy eventually turned into jealousy, where I became an even bigger hater, where I was angry in a sense that I couldn't have what she had. And then all of a sudden it just clicked for me that what made her different than me, what made her more deserving than me of this wonderful lifestyle. And so then I decided just one day to not allow myself to be denied of that. And so about 10 months ago, I started on Isogenics with some lofty goals in a sense, but honestly, I really just wanted a jump start. I thought getting into the gym would be my ticket to success, and so Isogenics was just going to give me that jump start. I'm about 10 months in, and I've released approximately 65 pounds and 133 inches. And I'll be completely honest, I haven't measured in well over a month, so I'm probably down more than that in my inches. But to put it in perspective, 133 inches is about 11 feet. So that's 11 very long feet removed from my body, and I think that's something to be proud of. I do want to say before I go on any further that Isagenix does not claim to heal, treat, or cure any illness or disease. So I just want to make sure that that's clear before I go on. But in addition to the obvious outside changes that I had, I've benefited in many more ways. I've got increased mobility now, increased flexibility. I've got more energy that I know what to do with. I sleep soundly, and I don't even wake up once. When I used to wake up 6 or 7 times to go to the bathroom, I don't do that anymore. I have balanced hormones. My cycles are finally regular. I have decreased joint comfort, improved mood, which my family likes a whole lot better. I have discovered my self-confidence again, and I'm living life surrounded by the most positive, uplifting, and supportive group of people that I've ever met in my life. So my transformation has been just as much mental as it has been physical, if not more. So I really would like to get into the meat of this call, and let's talk about why we're here today. I'd really like to try and answer 3 questions for you today. The first is, what is Isagenix? Then why do we need it, and what does nutritional cleansing do? So why can't we stop talking about it? Why are all of us that are using this program so excited about the way we're feeling? Why is it not just me that's experiencing this, but thousands and thousands and thousands of people across the world, because we're a global company? Why are we all experiencing such similar results? What exactly is Isagenix? Well, Isagenix is the world's only full-body cellular cleansing, fat-burning, and replenishment system all in one. We are not a diet, and you hear us say that a lot. This is not a diet, and it's so true, because diets tend to restrict things like fat, carbs, calories, sugar, but Isagenix is different. We flood your body with the right balance of all of these things rather than restricting it. We are also not a colon cleanser and organ cleanse, so thankfully you won't be living in the bathroom all day. So I think we can give a pretty loud cheer for that. Isagenix, it actually cleanses the body on a cellular level. So now that we know that what Isagenix is, why do we need it? And the truth is, we're in a major health crisis right now. 1 in about 2.2 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. And that number was just 1 in 12 people in 1950. 1.3 million women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, which is a staggering 30% increase over the last 25 years. 87% of our country is overweight. 30% is clinically obese, like myself. And 1 out of every 3 children are overweight now. And those numbers are only rising rapidly, so it's pretty scary. And, you know, a lot of people say it's because we're making poor food choices here in America, but the truth is we're in a health crisis because we're a very toxic country. 95% of Americans are acidic, and when we're acidic, our bodies are unable to function properly in this toxic state. So the question really becomes, how do we fix this? How do we address this acidic problem? How do we take our bodies from an acidic state to an alkaline state where it can thrive? Well, with Isagenix, we're really addressing 2 issues. We're addressing the toxicity, but we're also addressing deficiency. And so I'd really like to talk about both of those today if we can. With toxicity, we really cannot avoid the toxic environment that we live in. We can do our best. We can eat organic, and we can use green cleaning products, but it is impossible to avoid all of the toxins 100% of the time. It's in the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the house products we use, our makeup and cosmetics that we use on our body. So it's really everywhere. We're even being born in a toxic state. And to just drive that point home, I'd like to tell you really quickly about a study that was done. It's called the Red Cross study, where it tested the cord blood of infants for 413 toxic chemicals. And of those 413 chemicals tested, they found 287 of these toxic chemicals present in the cord blood of these infants. 212 of those were banned over 30 years ago. We are literally being born toxic. So how do we rid the body of these toxins? How do we get rid of these toxins so that our bodies can function at full capacity? Well, in addition to the toxic state, we're not only battling that, but we're battling a nutritionally bankrupt food source. Today, we have to eat 8 apples to get the same nutrient value of 1 apple that we ate as a child. Our soils are being recycled over and over. They no longer contain the essential nutrients and minerals that we once had. So our plants are really they're not uptaking the minerals and the nutrients that our bodies need to achieve this alkaline balanced state. So a lot of people will use supplementation to help get this into our body, but a lot of times that's synthetic. And so how do we do it naturally? In addition to this nutritionally bankrupt food source, we are adding hormones and chemicals to our foods to increase production and profitability. We have introduced genetically modified organisms. They're called GMOs for short. We've introduced those into our food sources, and we're getting really excited about things called grapples by combining genetically a grapple and an apple, and we get excited because we think it's something good, but it's really not. Artificial sweeteners and dyes are abundant, and so, a lot of us try and eat an organic diet, but did you know that our organic foods in America actually have an allowable legal level of toxicity in them? So when we're eating organic, we're not completely free of the toxins. We're doing a good job by taking that step, but we're not completely free. Our whole foods just do not contain the essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that we need to live this balanced, healthy state of life. I want to talk a little bit also, we talked about toxicity, we talked about deficiency, but we always say this is not a diet, and so I'd really like to share what the difference is between a diet and nutritional cleansing. With a diet, you're often with a bloated body, you're a bit bigger and you've got all these little toxic particles that are in your body. And with dieting, we're restricting something, whether that's fat or carbs or sugar or whatever we're restricting, and we're losing weight and our body is getting smaller. But we're not addressing the toxins in our body. So now we have this smaller body with the same number of toxins, only those toxins are now in a higher concentration than they were in our larger body. And so what our body wants to do to defend itself against these toxic molecules is it wants to grab a little bit of water and a little bit of fat and surround these toxic molecules and create a brand new fat suit, and that's known as the rebound effect. So many of us, if not all of us, have gone through diet rebound. It's a never-ending cycle, and now we can really understand why that happens. It happens because we're not ridding our body of those toxins. It happens because the body's natural defense mechanism is to surround those toxins with fat to protect itself. So we can shed it, but if we're not addressing the toxins, that fat is just going to come right back, and that's our rebound effect. So the difference with dieting and nutritional cleansing is with nutritional cleansing, we are detoxifying the body. We're supporting the body's natural detoxification system. We're putting our body in this balanced state, and we're allowing the body to rid itself of these toxic molecules. And so the body's defense mechanism doesn't kick into high gear and want to protect itself. It doesn't have that rebound effect. It doesn't have that inherent need or urge to protect itself anymore. And as long as we do that on a fairly regular basis, ridding our body of these toxins, we can maintain this wonderful weight loss that we've had. So what makes Isogenics different? We have, our program consists of 26 shake days and 4 to 6, depending on how aggressive your goals are, cleanse days. And so I really would like to take a few minutes to talk to you about our 3 core products. The first is our isolene shakes. With our isolene shakes, we replace 2 meals a day with full meal replacement shakes that are perfectly balanced with the right amount of vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that your body needs. were clinically proven to get your body into an alkaline state within 2 to 3 days. We are 99.9% lactose-free, and our shakes have live digestive enzymes in them to aid in the absorption. In addition, we're gluten-free. We don't have soy proteins. We do not have artificial sugars. And one of my most favorite features of the Isoline shakes is our whey protein. And what sets our whey protein apart is that we are an undenatured whey protein. And that means that we're cold processed. It means that when we're going through the process, purification process of the whey protein, we're not heating it. And by not heating it, we're not killing the digestive enzymes and amino acid profiles in the whey protein. We're keeping it intact through cold processing so that our body is able to absorb it. And our whey protein, it comes from New Zealand grass-fed cows. And that's really special. That's something that's pretty unique in isogenics because New Zealand has super strict health standards, and their soils have not been treated with the chemicals that our soils have been treated with here in America. So our cows, the New Zealand cows, are feeding off of these grasses that are not treated, have never been treated. And so the product that we're getting, the whey protein that we're getting, truly is top-notch, high-quality stuff. So on cleanse days, I want to talk about the Cleanse for Life now. On our cleanse days, we have 4 cleanse days per month, sometimes 6, depending on your goals. But on these days, we're not starving. It's not a starvation diet. It's all about flooding the body with the proper nutrition. So the Cleanse for Life is a nutrient-dense drink that gives the body all of the necessary amounts of nutrients to function throughout the day. What we are doing is we're taking digestion out of the picture by eliminating chewing on these days. And that allows our body's energy resources to be allocated towards other systems in our body, like the detoxification process. In between our Cleanse for Life drinks, and we have 4 of them per day, in between those, we get to suck on these iso snacks. They're little wafer discs that help curb appetite and stabilize blood sugar. And then we also get to enjoy some really tasty, they're called Iso Delights, and they really are the best, most fantastic chocolates that you get to suck on cleanse days. They come in milk chocolate and dark chocolate, and it really just helps make a cleanse day enjoyable. As we remove the toxins, we're flushing this fat out. So the Cleanse for Life, it really is a key component to this program because we're using the shakes to alkalize the body, flood the body with this nutrition that's deficient in our food sources, and then we're using the Cleanse for Life to support our body's natural detoxification process while we're taking digestion out of the picture. Our third key product that I really love is called our Ionic Supreme, and that helps to energize your cells. It helps helps your body adapt to different forms of stress throughout the day through specialized adaptogens. It increases your energy. It helps speed up recovery after workouts, relieve stress, and it helps to reduce inflammation in your body. And it's really easy to take. It's just a quick 1 to 2 ounce shot, like a liquid shot, not like an injection shot. But it's a 1 to 2 ounce shot. Or you can mix it with water and drink it like a tea or a hot cider. A lot of people like to drink it in the morning in replacing coffee, their coffee habits. So that's our Ionic Supreme. So now that I've really shared what Isogenics is, why we need it, and what sets it apart from other programs, I would really like to introduce my mom. I'm super proud and ecstatic to introduce my mom, Lori Ventrella, who is my guest. And my mom, Lori, she's got 30 years experience as a registered nurse. She has struggled with weight her entire life. She is truly the strongest person that I know. And I'd really like for her to share with you guys how isogenics and nutritional cleansing has helped transform her body inside and out. So, Mom, thank you so much for jumping on the call tonight. There are a lot of women and men in the baby boomer and beyond category, and I think that there's a way to speak to them, and I think you can help with that there's a way to help these people know that there's hope for them, that they're not too old to be helped, or they're not too old for a solution. So I would really, if you don't mind, like you to share with us a little bit more about how incorporating Isagenix into your life is helping you with healthy aging. So welcome.
Thank you, Shannon, so much for inviting me to share my story tonight. I'm super excited to be here with everyone, and so hello to all of you out there. I was first introduced to Isagenix by Shannon about 8.5 months ago. I decided to start maybe a month later, and it was the best decision I've ever made for my health. I can't even describe it. I mean, 5 years ago, I went to a doctor, a bariatric surgeon, because I thought I needed a gastric bypass because I was so desperate and hopeless. And he turned me away and said I wasn't a candidate. And I went home and cried and said, there's just no hope for me. But when she shared this with me, I finally had hope for myself. And I knew that there was going to be a better way to age, quote, gracefully. Unfortunately, my family has almost a 100-year history of gastrointestinal cancers on both sides. When I found out I was genetically gluten intolerant, I promised my kids that the legacy of gastrointestinal cancers, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Mom.
Would stop with me, and I wasn't going to pass that on. Immediately, I gave up gluten, and I tried to do all the right things. I mean, my God, I was an RN. I thought I knew all the right things to do. I was ashamed that I was this way. And I had tried everything, and so I really buckled down, and I had some success. I lost weight, some weight. I started working out, and I did become more physically fit, but there just was something missing that held me back from losing inches. I was still feeling tired. My mind was all foggy. It's like I got to a certain point, and I just couldn't move on. And some of you out there might be experiencing this now, and you feel like you failed, and you've tried everything too, and it's just not enough. Frankly, this scared me because I wasn't getting any younger, and I didn't want to be sick all the time in my older years. I didn't want to be a burden on my kids. I didn't want, I didn't want to need to help to move around, or pharmaceuticals to keep me going all day, and then something different to get me through the night. I just am so grateful that I said yes when Shannon shared Isagenix with me. Now, you're probably wondering, so what have I been doing since I got started? Well, the first of many positives happened within my first week on Isagenix. My body changed from acidic to alkaline that first week, and you have no idea how much this meant to me. It was because of my family history, I'd never been able to achieve alkalinity purely from eating regular, quote, healthy food or taking vitamin supplements. You guys, I used to spend $100 a month on vitamin supplements just trying to be healthy, and I only could get so far. So when your acid-alkaline balance is all out of whack like mine was, the body uses up important stored mineral reserves from your bones and vital organs to rebalance your system. And over time, this can weaken organs and muscles, and it might contribute to a weakened immune system, cardiovascular weakness, low energy, osteoporosis, and weight gain, just to name a few. So avoiding these consequences of acidity have become very, very important to me if I'm going to be a healthy and physically active older woman. And I feel like the most important part of this way of life for me has become the cellular cleansing. I really feel like this was the missing component from everything else I've tried in the past. And cellular cleansing is not for weight loss. You may or may not lose weight during a cleanse, but you will lose toxins from your body. Our product, which is called Cleanse for Life, nourishes the body during the cleansing process and allows my body to naturally rid itself of toxins. And these toxins can interfere with my hormones and normal organ function. The toxins may contribute to my body being acidic, and this may result in increased inflammation, fatigue, wear and tear on my internal organs. I personally cleanse 4 to 6 days a month, and I do it 2 days at a time. There are different ways to do it, but my choice is 2 days at a time. I always have a minimum of 5 shake days between each cleanse that I do, and this ensures that I am alkaline prior to cleansing. Now, here's a tip for everybody out there. Write this down. You cannot successfully cleanse a body that is acidic. If you aren't alkaline, if you haven't done your shake days properly before you cleanse, you're not going to be properly you're still going to be acidic, and you won't be able to successfully cleanse. And cleansing makes me feel amazing. I don't know how to describe it. I have more energy. I sleep better after I cleanse, and frankly, I just feel cleaner. That's the best way to describe it. And it's not organ specific. Instead, it works at the cellular level, detoxing every cell in my body. And as far as I'm concerned, less toxins probably equal a lot less acidity and inflammation in my body. And since I made that promise to my kids, I've made many changes in my life in order to age in a healthy manner. I exercise at least 4 to 5 times a week. I use mostly toxic-free cleaning products. I buy organic foods, and I use cosmetics with less or no toxins. And as part of this, isogenics is part of my life, just like these other things, to help me be as healthy as possible for the rest of my life. So you're probably wondering out there, well, what do I do every day? Well, I start most every day with a serving of Ionic Supreme. It just makes me feel amazing. The natural adaptogens help me to deal with stressors throughout the day. It helps my mental clarity and assists in reducing free radical damage that might contribute to acidity in my body, and I've already told you how important that is to me. I drink 2 meal replacement shakes most days. It saves me lots of time and money, and it's the cleanest, most nutritious food I've ever experienced. My shakes are portion controlled, and I often take my shaker in a packet with me when I'm out running errands, so I'm not tempted to grab an unhealthy snack on the run. I have to admit, that's one of my guilty things. I would grab something at the checkout line. I was big about going into Costco trying samples I shouldn't have been having. And so this helps me avoid all those things. And I've noticed since I've been consuming the shakes that I've been able to build a significant amount of lean muscle that I've never had before. The grade 7 superior whey protein in these shakes supplies me with proper nutrition, the kind that I need to build lean muscle. And as a side effect of this muscle building, are you waiting for this announcement here? I have released 32 pounds of fat from my body, and as of just a couple of hours ago, verified that I have lost 49.5 inches overall on my body. So, yay for me.
Awesome, Mom.
We have all heard how important it is to minimize our fat ratio and increase our muscle ratio in order to live a healthy life. Well, I can testify to the fact that the superior nutrition in isogenic shakes has helped me improve my ratios, and I feel fantastic. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm a senior citizen, something I rarely admit to, but I'm doing it for all of you out there who may need to hear what I'm saying. And my skin looks pretty good, and I wake up energized, and who doesn't want that for themselves? One last product I want to quickly mention that I use is the Ageless Essentials with Product B. This is cutting-edge technology that may help to sustain the end caps of my DNA. And one reason for early aging is the deterioration of the ends of our DNA. So I take Product B because it may help DNA end cap loss and prevent premature aging. I hope I'm setting a good example for my kids and not passing on a legacy of gastrointestinal cancers, infirmity, and premature aging. But instead, I hope I'm showing them a better, healthier way to live. So thanks, everybody, for listening. And now I'll give it back to you, Shannon.
Thank you, Mom. I'm so proud. I know that she got a little bit emotional there, and I was trying not to choke up myself, but it really took a lot of courage for her to get on here as an aging senior citizen, and really make that confession and talk to the baby boomer and beyond population about how this product line, how nutritional cleansing can really enhance your aging process and make it so that you can do it healthfully. So I want to close up the call. Thank you guys for joining us. But I'd like you to just ask, why not give it a try? Ask yourself that. If you could have a simple-to-use, tasty, clean food source with no risks, would you give it a try? You've tried everything else, right? So what if you could finally find your solution, a solution that would transform your life? Would you just try it? I really encourage you to go back to the person that invited you on the call and ask them to fill in some of the gaps for you. Ask your questions, and if you're ready, ask them to help you get started, because we are a very large group of people that are here ready to support you and really carry you towards your goals, whatever those goals may be, whether it's healthy aging, weight loss, or energy and performance. So what would you do if you knew that you could not fail? I really do want to thank you guys for joining the call. Please don't forget to join us tomorrow night to learn a little bit more about building a life with time and financial freedom. It's going to be a wonderful call. Again, thank you. Have a wonderful night, and goodbye now.